Hey everybody out there on YouTube. This is Story Dude from Story Dude Productions, and I'm here to read, because that's my creed. Let's see what the internet is bringing us today. Am I the a-hole for hiding my pregnancy and showing up to my sister-in-law's baby shower? I am a 23-year-old woman, and I am currently 8 months pregnant. We had been keeping it a secret and planned to tell people around this time, but a few months after my pregnancy, my sister-in-law, who's 26, found out that she was pregnant. And then it just felt awkward to announce. We wanted to wait for the right time. I have been married to my husband for only 6 months, but we've been together on and off since we were 14, permanently together since we were 16. When we were 17, we found out I was pregnant, but I had complications. I gave birth to a preemie stillborn at 25 weeks. So this pregnancy, we've been extra cautious and secretive. I haven't seen family much these past few months, and I carry small. But as I developed a bump, I've been wearing hoodies and loose clothing, which what I kind of just look like I gained weight. We were hesitant on me going. I was just going to send my husband with a gift of mine, but sister-in-law said she really wanted me there. I decided to try my best to hide the bump and go. It was all going well, no one noticed. I got a few looks, but no one asked me anything. Then, about an hour in, I started having tiny cramps that eventually got more aggressive. I told my husband we need to leave. I need to go to the hospital. As we were walking, a sharp pain hit me, and I grabbed the picnic table next to me and almost stumbled over, causing attention to myself. I really thought I was in labor. The pains were getting so intense. People started surrounding us, asking what was the matter, and my husband says, "She's pregnant. Guys, she's pregnant. Something's going on. We have to leave." He was panicked himself. He rushed me to the hospital. By the time we got to the hospital, my pains had subsided, and they said it was a false labor. My husband and I both had angry text messages from my sister-in-law and other guests at the party about us hiding the pregnancy, how messed up it was, and how they couldn't believe I showed up pregnant and was secret about it. How I had a baby stunt at someone else's shower, just a lot of nice texts. Not one asking if I was all right. First, all right, well, this is the comments already here. You don't need to hear what I think. Let's just go right to the comments. Firstly, congratulations on your pregnancy, and I am glad you and the baby are both healthy. That being said, in this instance, you're the a-hole. You are 8 months along. You can go into labor any day, and it comes out at your sister-in-law's baby shower. That is extremely disrespectful. I get why you kept it private in the beginning. You should have told them before the shower and offered to not come if it would be an issue. Yeah, I totally missed it. It had been 8 months. I was going to be like, you guys are fine. You're entitled to your privacy, but at 8 months, that is a critical time at which, everyone in your kind of support system needs to be aware of what's going on so they can support you. And it is probably very hurtful for them to know that you didn't share this with them. On the other hand, I do understand why you wanted to be secretive about it at the beginning, but then you kind of locked yourselves up in this secrecy. I can understand why it'd be hard to break out of it, but that's on you. You have to let the people in your lives into your own life. That's how it works. You're the a-hole. Come on. You should have told sister-in-law you were pregnant prior to the event and let her decide if you should come. Edit. To everyone that disagrees, I want to point out OP writes that they didn't announce because sister-in-law announced her pregnancy first and they felt awkward about it. So then why go to her baby shower knowing that people might find out there if the intention truly was sister-in-law's best interests? That's a very good point. I'm torn. Your business is obviously your business, but you can't be surprised when someone who loves you and who you have a relationship with feels hurt that you left them out of such a major situation in your lives. I absolutely agree with that. You're not the a-hole. You have no obligation to share your news with anyone. The pregnancy is yours, your body. You don't have to disclose anything to anyone about your body ever. Unless you're contagious or a walking biohazard, LOL. Everyone who berated you is a huge a-hole. The only thing anyone should have texted you is I hope you are all right. ETA, your family are double a-hole because they basically gang mobbed you as you were trying to leave and bombarded you with questions until your hubby let the cat out of the bag. If someone is in distress and trying to exit with their partner, you clear the runway for them. You don't surround them and play 20 questions, unless one of them was a doctor assisting you and they should have STF'd up and gossiped afterwards. I agreed to somewhat to some extent with this comment. However, I don't think that's how family works. That yes, your pregnancy is yours, it is your body, but if you want to be part of a community, you have to give up some measure of your privacy. That's how it works. There's an exchange that goes on, and I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but how I believe is that to have close friends and family, you have to give up some of your privacy. And if you don't do that, it's super weird. That's just me. Everyone is not ideal here. You could have mentioned it privately to your sister in law beforehand. I understand the fear after losing a child, but by the time you are in your third trimester, your close family should probably know, especially if you plan to attend someone else's baby shower. Am I the a hole for hiding my true personality by always wearing a wig at work? So, I am a female of 21 years old, and I recently started working at a corporate job, and it's been around 3 months. I started dyeing my hair since last year, and I changed the color like every 2 months. However, I've always showed up to my workplace with a long black wig, and it doesn't look fake at all since I'm South Asian with natural black hair anyway. The issue arose when one of my colleagues, whom I've become friendlier with, added me on Instagram. He saw pictures of me in my shorter violet colored hair at a concert. When he saw me the next day in person at work, he was a bit confused as I had long black hair again. He made a joke like, "You didn't tell me you had a twin sister. Was that her on Instagram story last night?" I replied, "No, that was me," and I told him I'm wearing a wig right now and I always have at work. He asked me why that was necessary, and I just said, "I don't know. I think I like to make a certain appearance at work and keep it separate." He said that's way too much. He said that's way too much work and started gossiping about it with a few other coworkers. I mean, I never know which direction the story is going to go in, but at this point, I think your coworker is a huge a-hole, and OP, you're totally fine. You are great. I think it's great to put on a professional facade at work. That's how work works, you know? If everyone was themselves at work, nothing would get done ever. They said I am going way overboard to hide my true personality. Some of them started calling me Mrs. Uptight whenever they see me. I also dress in a more formal style than others, so that contributed to the name as well, I guess. I asked them to stop and they only made it worse and more defensive. I guess I could just stop wearing the wig and show up normally, but the thing is, I really like the way I dress and look at work. Plus, I would be out of there in a few months anyway. I sort of regret adding him on my Instagram. Am I the a-hole here? Absolutely not. And it sounds like you have terrible coworkers. And it sounds like you, OP, are professional. I mean, I was exaggerating a little bit earlier, you know, but I do believe to some extent that, to integrate the professional workforce, some of us need to tone down our own personalities. As someone who's worked in an office and who's a complete freakazoid, I find it useful to pretend to be normal because it enables me to establish working relationships with my stakeholders and, get stuff done. Because otherwise, nothing would get done. So, anyway, I'm kind of sad to read this one, OP. I'm always sad to see good people doubt themselves. You're not the a-hole. Report this to HR. You are not obligated to show your true personality at work. You are allowed to present whatever professional image you want at the office as long as it complies with the dress code. Your coworker doesn't get to criticize or harass you or drag your other coworkers into doing the same. Absolutely. Not the a-hole. This dude is being inappropriate and fostering an uncomfortable working environment. I would unfriend him and refuse all interactions with him and his group that isn't directly related to work. Kill them with professionalism. And document everything. If things escalate, you may need to go to your direct supervisor to discuss your work environment. Yeah, it sounds like you already have enough ammunition to get these people fired, honestly. That's a shame. They ganged up on you. Not the a-hole, but also take this as a lesson to be really careful about who you add on social media. I feel that used to be true back in, I don't know when, in 2009 or something, but now we don't, there's no, I mean, I guess you can make your account private. I mean, but, otherwise it's just all out there. You have to assume that anyone can see whatever you do on the internet. And that, at least that's how I approach it. I imagine some people I work with are probably seeing these videos. That'd be interesting. You're not the a-hole. You're being bullied. You are allowed to define your work-life boundaries however you like. If you prefer to have one look that makes you feel professional for when you're on the job and more playful, fluid outside of work, who the hell are they to judge? And why do they care? Reeks of jealousy, insecurity, and just meanness. Definitely would restrict colleagues' accounts so he doesn't have so much access. Sucks when somebody has to be hurtful for no reason. I hope they stop being such petty jerks soon. Not the a-hole, OP. Not at all. Not the a-hole. Women wear wigs for all sorts of reasons, and keeping a firm boundary between your work self and private self is fine. Deal with their comments for a few more months and don't add coworkers on your Insta next time. All right, well, that has been another Story Dude edition, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you'll join us again soon for another story time. We're just going to be here on YouTube doing what we do because it's what we love. So until next time, everyone, take care.